The Funcom team released another blog post yesterday regarding some more news for Update 3.0, this time focusing on sorcery. There's a lot of interesting things to cover, so let's take a look. 3.0 will introduce dark magic into the game, something the Funcom team have been wanting to do since early access, and we are finally getting it this year. This dev blog specifically says there are no magic missiles or fireballs to throw around, but rather a darker, more ritualistic approach in keeping with Robert E. Howard's source material. Sorcery at its core is a sacrifice that must be made to attain power, and that will be detailed further in this blog. Sorcery is being framed as something that is woven into the world of Conan. Rather than being something new we're suddenly able to do for no reason, it'll be tied into a more story-like event with new NPCs, enemies and thralls, and presumably it's a story that will hopefully evolve. Funcom seem to be leaving this somewhat open, so maybe it'll grow even more in the future. When it comes to accessing sorcery, it seems like a reasonably simple premise. It sounds like you'll need to defeat sorcerers in the wild, likely at some new NPC camps I'd imagine, and find some mysterious maps and writings, eventually leading to the Tome of Kurak, which allows you to then learn sorceries one at a time by combining sorceress spell pages at the new thaumaturgy bench. More spells will require more pages, so outside of finding them somehow in the wild, which I presume you can do, you can also take sorcerers as thralls and force them to research pages over time. Now, to cast sorceries you'll need a staff which is crafted within the thaumaturgy bench, though there's no word on how much it will cost to craft. There do seem to be a few different schools of magic, and they're spoken using words of power, which by the sound of it will be some sort of otherworldly language that you'll learn through sorcery, though there does of course appear to be a casting UI to help with this. This is mainly just world building, it seems. In that vein of different schools of magic, I've seen quite a few comments regarding healing magic or just general support magic making its way into the game. Doesn't look like that's coming with this update, but I don't think it's out of the question for the future. So, of course, with dark magic, power demands sacrifice. Sorcery will fill you with corruption, withering your body. Some spells will require a considerable amount of corruption before they can be cast, though having higher corruption will lower your maximum health and stamina up to, I believe, a 50% reduction at max corruption. I believe the devs mentioned this in their reveal stream. Of course, with this new revamp of corruption, you can also corrupt your skills. Those eligible are Strength, Vitality and Authority, and for every perk milestone your old perk will change into one that is more sorcery focused. Presumably it will cover weaknesses and buff strengths. After the first perk, every subsequent corruption point put into that attribute will scale up your corrupted perks, making them more powerful. This is permanent corruption, though it does say that you can cleanse it, presumably with a stat reset potion, but it may take a while to get back to that point you were previously at if you realise you prefer the corrupted playstyle. Funcom have mentioned a few spells here and there that seem pretty fun. Call of Nergal summons a bat demon to lift you to the skies, basically allowing you to fly. This is time limited as the bat has an energy bar which depletes over time. Hopefully there are some strong counters to this so this doesn't make PvP raiding trivial, as I can see a lot of people disliking that. Creeping Darkness is another spell which plunges your surroundings into darkness. Furthermore, enemies in the area will be terrified, which I presume is something like a stunning status effect, possibly allowing for a more stealth-like playstyle in certain areas. They also showed a lightning storm which presumably will be cast from above and strike enemies and the environment nearby, though it does say it won't harm you or your clanmates. They also mentioned invisibility and an ice bridge, both of which we saw in the leaked trailer and the stream, though there are way more they want us to find on our own. Finally, rituals. This is where the sorcery and crafting systems seem to combine, allowing you to sacrifice people for their blood to summon demons, raise the dead, and presumably a variety of other magical crafting processes. We know that you can mask your equipment with illusions, of course the thaumaturgy bench is a thing, and there are also the fast travel stations. There might be a bit more here and there they haven't quite touched on yet, as they want us to work it out when we get our hands on it, but we'll have to see. And that about closes everything off. Sorcery is something that has been hyped up and asked about for ages, and whilst mods have taken a more traditional view on magic, I think this darker approach is going to be really cool. I really like the slight hints of story too, rather than just dropping the mechanic in for no reason, and hopefully that story will evolve over the weeks, months and years for Conan. If you enjoy my content, all the links to my Twitch, Twitter, Discord, Patreon, Host Havoc affiliate page, NordVPN discount and NordPass discount are available in the description below. However, of course, you can simply just leave a like, a comment or subscribe. Any of those are very greatly appreciated. Patrons get a bunch of nice benefits, including sneak peeks of videos, your name in every video, custom made wallpapers in 1080p and 4K resolutions, full-size build blueprints, Discord roles and more. As always, a massive thanks to our patrons Sadialot, Randar, Connor, Ivy, Torn, Ill-Fated, Coffeeman04, Jacques, Marion Ladd, Ryan, Ben, Alfric, Eagle Rose, Psychotic Diva, Melanie and X Screechers X. As always, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon.